Welcome to Shiloh Farm. I'm so glad that you're here and that I want you to come in, put your feet up, sit down, look at the beautiful Christmas trees that I have in here. And I got some big one. I got a couple of medium ones. I got a real tiny small one. I mean, I am enjoying Christmas. I have gifts that people have given me through the years and they shine and they glimmer and I have them all around me and I am looking at them because I am so thankful I am here. I'm thankful I'm alive. I'm thankful for God giving me breath, for God performing a miracle in my life, for helping me, for giving me the unction, the strength, the energy to push forward. I am thankful that I am healing each day. I'm recovering each day. And I am so thankful He put you in my life to help me, to get me where I am. You support me, you love me, you encourage me. You keep saying, I'm praying for you. And you are there every day. It matters to me. It truly matters to me. You know, I've been telling you something that I like about Christmas. You'll see me putting Christmas songs on. You'll hear me say a little sentence about a song that I love about Christmas. And this is before I start, I want to share with you. It was amazing. My dear friend, we went out and grabbed us a hot dog and we went and watched the movie. And it was really kind of out of character for the both of us because we were former drug addicts a long time ago. And we would run into each other and didn't even know it until we got saved and put the stories together and we were at the same places at the same time. But listen, we watched the movie. I heard the bells. And, and we didn't even know what it was about, but we were looking at it and it was way back a long time ago. And I love the scenery. I love the houses, but there was, it was like out of our realm and I didn't know if we were going to finish it. And then we got caught into it. And it was the story, a true story on Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Oh my goodness. It told his whole story as a poet, his whole family story, and where he started and where he ended, and we both were sitting there just crying and just astounded of how God used that movie and his life story to touch us, even in our challenges day to day. Okay, enough of that. If you get the chance to see, I heard the bells. Oh, please do. It is a very, very serious movie and life-changing, because I came away from there and I said, I am so moved and now I'm really in the Christmas spirit, and what can I do next? It's like It's a Wonderful Life. That's my favorite. I haven't watched it yet. I'm begging everybody, let's do it. I want to see it. Because what if he had not been born? He would have missed out on so many things, but how many people would have missed out on him not being born? And so anyway, go see these movies. Sit there in the comfort, get you some coffee, some cocoa, get you a little snack, and enjoy yourself. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. You know what? This past Sunday, my daughter and granddaughter, for a part of my Christmas, instead of getting me a certain gift for Christmas, they did. They got me a ticket for the Nutcracker Ballet at the Paramount. It was beautiful, just so beautiful and colorful. Well, on the road we got reserved seats, and there was 4 seats. And she said, you can go in. I said, because I don't want to sit where people can walk by and maybe accidentally hit my face. So I went on in, and there was an empty seat beside me. And she says, well, I really hope, someone don't come so they don't sit beside you and we've got the road to ourselves. I said, oh, I do too. Because I was thinking it was a real big thing for me that since all these surgeries and all this recovery time, it's been hard to be in a crowd. It's been hard for me to really walk in there and show my face. And then with some of my eyesight, it's been difficult to see. And I thought, I hope I don't stumble. I hope I can see. I had all these jitteries all in me. And then the thought hit me once I sat there. It's an empty seat. And maybe nobody will show up. And the Holy Spirit quickened me. He quickened me and said, pray over that seat. And I thought, that's different. That's a little different. And I said, God, if somebody's supposed to be there, let it be the right person that I can be used to change their lives. You through me. And God spoke back and said, and they can change your life. Was at the very beginning, it was almost fixing to start, and someone came in and sat down, a beautiful woman around my age. We sat there, and I was a little nervous, and I thought, she's not going to understand the disfigurement of my face. And she sat there, and I turned to my daughter, and I said, I know her. And I thought way, way back at Charles B. Aycock, I know her. I know her. And she says, I love those boots. I had some cowgirl boots on, of course. And I said, thank you. She said, I'm from Texas. And I says, really? Did you ever live in Goldsboro? And she said, yes. I said, did you go to Charles B? And come to find out, we were the Belfast girls. Miss Sandy, we were Belfast girls. And we talked about some memories, some things, talked about everything. And I started telling her I'm sorry about, and my face and started sharing. And she says, 10 years ago, I had cancer. I'm a cancer survivor. And she started telling me her story. And oh my goodness, we both just bonded immediately. It was like old school. Here we are back again, the Belfast girls, Charles B. Aycock girls. And then just memories and where we are, and her with her mom, and me losing my parents. And it was just a beautiful God-given moment. And yes, it changed my life. And I hope that I influenced her, because we encouraged each other at Christmas that no, things haven't turned out the way we thought. Things didn't go the way we planned. But God, in his beautiful blueprints, in his beautiful plan for us, he united us together. We saw the miraculous miracles of God in our lives, and we're going to make it. We're going to make it. So that empty seat turned my life around that day. It changed my way of thinking, because she looked in my face and she said, you are so beautiful. And I couldn't see that. But she did, because she wasn't looking at this. She was looking at my heart. She was looking at the God in me. So today, right beside you, who's going to sit beside you? Who's going to come into your life today? Who's going to come in your life to challenge you? But whose life are you going to sit beside and challenge them? We only have one moment. We only have an opportunity. We may never have that opportunity again. You only have that one chance, that one God-given chance. I would have missed it had I been so selfish and greedy and not pray over that chair and look at my own stuff and say, well, the reason I feel the way I do is because I don't want to go through this long, drawn-out story of why I look the way I do, or I feel the way I do, or I act the way I do, or I had anxieties because I was in a large crowd and it was dark. I could have been so very selfish and greedy. And yet God saw more in me that I could do than what I saw in me that I couldn't do. And that empty seat was a miracle for me that day. It turned me around, not just the nutcracker and the Christmas atmosphere, but that seat. Cindy sitting in that seat, who made me feel like a beautiful woman, changed in the image of God. And I hope that I did the same for her and encourage her as she encouraged me. And we are survivors. We are cancer survivors. That's what made it so beautiful, that God orchestrated that and showed us how far we've come. And we went through a hard, dark place, and we both said this together: unless you've had cancer, You can't understand this moment that we shared, that we don't know how it happened. We don't even know what happened, but it was a very harsh thing that happened in our lives. But we are overcoming, and we overcame. What a beautiful story. What a beautiful Christmas story that we overcame. And you can overcome today. So who's sitting beside you today? What can you be for them? What empty seat is around you today? Can you be a light for God? Or will you sit there and say, well, you don't understand what I'm going through. I'm going through a bitter divorce. Or I just found that my mate is unfaithful. I don't want to talk to nobody. Or you say that I lost my job and it's since Christmas and I can't do Christmas this year. Or you sit there and say, my child is out there so messed up on drugs or alcohol or so messed up. They're not functioning right. It's ruining my family at Christmas. Or you say that I'm by myself. I lost my mate. Or I lost my parents. Or I lost a child. And there's an empty seat this season. And it's hard on me. Yes, you may be there. And the God of all comfort, may He comfort you. May He help you. May God aid people by your side. Send angels to come and love on you and protect you. May this be a season that you least expected God to act, and He acted on your behalf. You know, I'm talking a lot about Christmas this year, and I'm savoring every moment because I could not, or I might not, would have been here. This was a real wake-up call when the doctor said 20 years ago I'd have gave you 6 months to live. You know what I've thought ever since? What would I have done in 6 months? Would I have done a bucket list, or would I have tried to save the world for Jesus Christ? Probably save the world for Jesus Christ. And when it came time to think, I want to live and not die, it was because I have so much more ministry that God's called me to. I want to see it totally completed through Jesus Christ. I have too many opportunities still left for me. So what about you? Where are you at right now? What matters to you right now? What seat beside you is empty that is challenging for you, that you need to just overstep the boundaries, cross the hurdles, and say, what can I do for you today? Or let that door open. What can they do for you today? It matters. It changes lives. Just reaching out a kind word, just praying over something. You know, when the Holy Spirit spoke and said, pray over that chair for that person, I was like, what? That don't even make sense. We're at the Nutcracker. He made all the sense in the world. Because I was thinking in my mind and what was more convenient and comfortable for me. And God had a plan that was way, way more prosperous than I could ever think. And it didn't have any money involved. It had everything else that I needed that day and that Cindy needed that day. It was a push forward. It was a push forward. We hugged afterwards, and it was like the most beautiful bond of God. It was so beautiful. I could have missed that opportunity. I sat there beside my granddaughter and my daughter, and I thought, what a beautiful moment. Looking at a beautiful ballet, and it's Christmas time. And forget the crowd, and forget how people look at me. And as I was going out, there was people that knew me and said, hey, how are you doing? Oh, it's so good to see you out. It's so good to see. People were applauding. And I thought, I am loved. Do you feel loved? Is that a problem in your life right now? You don't feel appreciated and you don't feel loved? The God of all love can love you. And He can send people to love you. I want this to be a special time for you. I want us to overcome together. I want us to share together. There are some of you that are going through some very dreadful places. And if you need me to pray for you, please, please contact me. Make an appointment. Come by and see me. I want to see the best come out of you this year. Not only I, but all those around you. And if you say that I really don't have that many people around you, well, you got me. You got one person rooting for you. Listen, God bless you. Think about that empty seat beside you. Think about today, your opportunity. This might be your last opportunity for that opportunity. God bless you.